Talking North Pocono boys lacrosse here on the Mendola show. Robert Deemer, the head coach. Robert, let's talk about getting a program started and getting your feet underneath you.
Yeah, it's been it takes a long time, since 2013. I mean, most of our kids never picked up a stick. Those first few years were very, very tough. Keeping the kids motivated, wanting to play, because we go out and play. Other teams have been playing for many years, so some of the scores got a little ugly. But as the years went on, I've learned a lot more about lacrosse. The kids were starting to play at junior levels more, so more and more kids were coming into the program knowing what they're doing. So for the first 3-4 years it was tough, but then we started winning a little bit, got a little better. And this year is probably the most experienced team we've ever had.
So many different programs and experienced coaches who've coached other sports. So there's a lot to it. We spoke with Lakeland earlier, and then they're a newer program. Yep. They got to win. They're feeling good about themselves. Talk about, measuring success. Sometimes it's wins and losses. Sometimes it's just getting better.
Well, that's exactly right. Wins and losses is good. A lot of, other people measure it that way. But when you're playing lacrosse, when you're trying to build a program, it's how many guys are coming back next year. It's how many more kids are playing in the summer leagues. If you get them motivated to play those things, they're going to come back better. And so that's how I consider success. For example, this year we have 15 freshman kids coming on to the program, and half of them are experienced. So it's probably the most experienced team we have. So I feel good. We might not have all the wins and losses, but I got a lot of kids coming back. I got kids that want to start the program, so I feel that's successful.
Every year you get a couple more kids that maybe get some lacrosse under their belt,
yep,
feel good about it,
yep,
and being able to pass it down to the younger generation. So for you as a coach, talk a little bit about just trying to get everybody on the same page and getting guys to buy into the program, and hey, this is a long-term thing. You might have been only 2 years in this program, but you look at us in 4 or 5 years, we're hoping to continue to grow here in the North Pocono School District.
Yeah, well, the first thing we do is take all of our seniors over here, and I kind of mentor them with the freshmen. Freshmen are coming on board. They played now. I get kids that have played lacrosse. They know how to work the stick. They know all about the rules. So my seniors are going to, first thing we do is put one senior with the freshman, and we bring them along for the first couple of weeks. Show them how we do things, practice, what's expected of them, on and off the field, because in the classroom it's a very important thing, because sometimes other teachers could think of players as different things, but I try to get our kids in the classroom classy. That's the whole point. These seniors know it, so they're teaching it to the freshmen, and as the freshmen learn it, as sophomores, juniors, they're going to develop it and they're going to pass it right on down. So that's another measurement of success, is how many of those kids do that.
Let's talk about some of the guys able to put the ball on the twine this year. Who's scoring some goals for you?
Well, actually, we have 4 games and we've already scored almost 60 goals. So we are definitely putting the ball in the back of the net. Our leading scorer, Jason Perola, which is over there, he is actually on the verge of breaking the school record for points. So he's definitely one of the major factors. Another one is Tyler Matichka. He's our top midi. Jack Roach is another guy. He's one of our attackmen who definitely is a sharpshooter. We have some young kids coming on board too. Fisher boy, Evans, that are playing good JV ball, so they're scoring just as much as the varsity is. Got a lot of kids that are scoring. Got a lot of guys in that point support.
How about over on the defensive side?
Defensive side, our goalie, this is his junior year. It's his 3rd year starting. Colin Gilmartin, probably one of the best, in my opinion, one of the best goalies in the whole conference. Along with him, I got Dale Moore, who's probably our top defensive midi. I think he's one of the top defensive middies in the whole league. A couple of experienced guys coming back, Aiden Marcinko, which you'll see here, and Connor Solomon. These are all starters that are returning.
As far as this year, you talk about the league. Del Val's always really good. Yep. Crestwood's pretty darn good.
Yep.
Talk about teams like that, and then teams that newer programs, Abington or a Lakeland or a Holy Redeemer, and playing some of those games as well.
Well, you got to bring your best to play DV, Crestwood, Prep. Those are all kids. Those are all programs that have been around a long time. Well, Prep not as much, but they've been around a long time. Crestwood has a tremendous feeder program. They have their own junior league that feeds right into it, so that's why they're always top notch. But when we play those teams, we like to compete. Every year we get a little better, and we haven't beat them yet, but we're on the verge. We're getting there. And then on the other hand, there's another group of teams like the Lakelands, the Abingtons. This year, Holy Redeemer came on board. A lot of those teams, yeah, we play them, and now we were there 6 years ago. So we talked to the coach, we talked to the players, say, guys, the guys don't give up, keep going, and we try to encourage them because they're going to be where we are now in about 5-6 years. So lacrosse is a really tight-knit group of people. Whether you're winning everything or losing everything, we still try to help each other.
Coach, great to catch up with you.
Yep.
And we look forward to talking to the guys here at North Pocono.
Great.
Dale Moore with us here from North Pocono. We're talking about the boys lacrosse program. Dale, got to see you play on the football field. Pretty successful individually and for your team over the years. What was it like playing for Coach Dolan?
Playing for Coach Dolan was really great. He's a great coach overall, but he always cares about how you are off the field more than you are on the field, and I love that about Coach Dolan.
How about the feel you get for the lacrosse team? You guys are having success. Coach said he feels like you're one of the better players in the conference at your position. Talk about the hard work you put into the game of lacrosse.
I've been with this lacrosse team for 4 years now, and watching us come from what we were to what we are now is a very big accomplishment. We came from basically nothing, and to what we're doing now is just really great.
Younger siblings, I'm sure they look up to you. I'm sure you're doing your best to be a good role model. What's that been like for you?
It really gives me pride almost, because it's just having somebody else look up to you, and it kind of straightens you out as a person because they're going to follow in your footsteps.
Future for you, military. So let's talk about why you chose the military.
Really because I kind of want to go out and explore the world, do things that not too many people would like to do. That's just me.
And the branch you're going to go with?
I'm going to go into the Army.
All right. Let's talk about, you have any dates yet set up?
Nothing yet. I'm waiting for after lacrosse to set that all up.
Well, we wish you the best with that. How about your parents? Talk about their influence on you and why they're your role models.
They're my role models because they've been with me from the beginning. They helped me get to practice, games, all that stuff, and they've always treated me with respect and always cared about me playing sports.
I'm sure you're going to make them proud in the military, and I hope you have a lot more success this year out there on the lacrosse field.